Mr. Jayakumar or PET. Please keep the stuff. Dr. Shubham, PRD. Mr. Nandi Librarian. Mr. Iram, PET Clinics. Mr. Dao Kunsak, PET Tibetan. Or pre-primary teacher. Dao Luna, pre-primary teacher. Manju, PET Hospitality. Yanku Lama, PET Humanities. PET Social Science. Digital, PRC Tibetan. खुशबू थापा टीवी साइंस मैडम वीडियोस टीवी इंग्लिश टीवर को डॉटर हाँ शी इज स्टडीइंग इन क्लास शी इज अमंग टीचर्स हाँ शी इज द सेक्रेटरी स्पॉन्सर सेक्रेटरी और शी इज अवर मैट्रन मैडम उषा देवी हिंदी टीचर टेली मिस्टर शी इज लता पानीको डिग्री स्टाफ श्री शशिकला शर्मा ASO ऑफिस मिस्टर धामी SSS in office. He is the drawing teacher, Mr. Naru Gopal. He is Mr. Tilak, MTS. MTS, Mr. Paul, MTS. Vikram, MTS. He is the PGP, Mr. Rai. He is lab attendant.
Central Tibetan Schools Administration, which looks after all the central school for Tibetans in India. Since 2002, that Tibetans should take over the central school for Tibetans.
Yes.
And the process took quite some time for it to begin. So since 2013, 2016 and 2018, there have been 3 stages where 55 nursery, Montessori, primary, middle and high schools have been taken over. And now this is the last and final phase of the Central Tibetan, the Sambodha Tibetan School Society having to take over the 6 residential schools in North India, starting from Dalhousie to Shimla to Harpatpur to CST Mussoorie, CST Dalhousie and CST Kalimpong.
So you have decided finally that you will be taking over all the schools.
It's not in our hands also. I think there were some issues raised in the media as to why Tibetans have to take over schools where there are majority Indian students. So that question was also put up in the Lok Sabha, and the Minister of Education had already replied to that by saying that the central government has taken this decision and it cannot be changed. So we have to take over. We have to abide by the wishes of the Indian government.
So one question, sir. What is the status of Free Tibet movement currently in India? What is the status, sir? So what process or what you are doing on that project, sir?
So you know that there have been dialogue between 2002 and 2010, between 2002 to 2010 for 9 years, 10 rounds of dialogue, and since then there have been no developments. And I have taken over the administration just 3 months ago. Our position is that if we have to resolve the Tibetan issue through the middle way approach as proposed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, then there is no other way but to reach out to the Chinese government to find a mutually beneficial, negotiated, non-violent, lasting solution for the issue of Tibet.
So will that be possible through non-violence? The issues can be solved, sir?
Do you think we can resolve issues through violence? Because it's 1.4 billion Chinese and it's only 6 million Tibetans. So if we take up violence, they can crush us anytime. So, and as Buddhists also, we are against violence. We are for ahimsa. So we follow Mahatma Gandhi, and His Holiness is a staunch devotee of the Buddha and the Mahatma Gandhi in the process of reconciliation, in the process of resolving issues. And we believe that non-violence is the best and only means to resolve any conflicts around the world. Because once you take up violence, then it begets more violence, and it does not become a solution.
So the Free Tibet movement has been very long, sir. The movement is going on very long for the long period of time, and so many lives have also been lost. So when can be the possible solution for this movement, sir? Because you are the heading CTA, sir. So what is your opinion, sir?
I cannot predict the future. If I know the future, then I can tell you exactly what will happen. But for an individual, 50, 60 years is a long time. But for a nation or for people, 50, 60 is not really a long time. There have been many countries who suffered for more than 200, 300 years under foreign subjugation and then become free. So we live in the hope that some sense will come into the leadership, in the minds of the Chinese leadership. And once that sense comes in that we are all human beings who live in the same world, and that everybody aspires for happiness, whether it's communists or socialists or liberals or capitalists, everybody wants happiness. And once freedom of thought and speech and body cannot be controlled through suppression alone. So it's duty bound on the Chinese government to fulfill the aspiration of the people, not only Tibetan people, but other nationalities like Uyghur, Mongolians. Now you see more problems in Hong Kong. So all these problems need to be resolved. Why do you have a government? Government is there to look after the welfare of the people, not to suppress people. So if that sense is understood by the Chinese government, I'm sure that sense will have to prevail eventually. And whenever that happens, then once they realize that Tibet issue is a problem that needs to be reckoned with, that needs to be resolved, then only there will be a solution for Tibet.
So since you have visited Darjeeling now, sir, so do you have any future plans regarding Darjeeling people? Because at Darjeeling there are many Tibetans residing here. Do you have any future plans for them, sir?
The last time I visited Darjeeling was, I think, 1997. So it has already been some 24 years since my last visit. And now that I have the responsibility of the Central Tibetan administration, so I try to understand the situation of the Tibetans in Darjeeling as much as possible. And that is why before coming here also I went to the Tibetan Self-Help Handicraft Center to understand what is the current situation there. I'm also getting an understanding of the diaspora Tibetan community in Darjeeling. Based on the reality of the situation, we try to work things out for the betterment of not just the Tibetans, because the locals also have been, the Indian government has been very, very kind to us. The people of India has been very, very kind to us. So we have to work in a concerted manner to improve the situation of everybody. Darjeeling is a nice, the town has become very crowded, roads are very narrow. There has to be some solution to this eventually, because it's not going to grow smaller. Darjeeling is going to grow bigger, and it has this very pristine tea estates, gardens which are beautiful, and you have the elevation that is necessary to have a full panoramic view of the mountains around. It's a beautiful place. So we have to preserve it, we have to save it for the future, and on environmental issues also, everybody has to take care. On cleanliness also, everybody has to take care. And then so many different people live here, Nepalis, Tibetans, Indians, Bengalis, everybody. So far there has been very good harmony between different kind of people, and that has to be maintained. Also, not just social harmony, but also religious harmony. As His Holiness says, social, emotional and ethical learning. So why ethical? There you practice your own religion, but you also respect other religions. Then there is religious harmony. That needs to be promoted. So far, the peace has prevailed, and in future also there has to be better understanding between people to people, irrespective of their race or origins.
2021 शुक्रबारको दिनमा यहाँ दार्जिलिङमा पहाडकी रानी दार्जिलिङमा पधार्नु भएको छ निर्वासित हाम्रा प्रशासनको माननीय अनि प्रेसिडेन्ट है अनि माननीय श्री पेम्बसिरिङज्यू यहाँ पधार्नु भएको छ। विशेष गरी उहाँ हालैमा नियुक्त भएर अनि निर्वासित प्रशासनको जो प्रेसिडेन्टमा नियुक्त भएर यहाँ उहाँको प्रथमचोटि दार्जिलिङमा पधार्नु भएको रहेको छ। र त्यसरी नै दार्जिलिङ पहाडको विभिन्न क्षेत्रहरूमा उहाँ बागडोग्रामा आज बिहान 10 बजी यसरी उहाँ पाल्नु भएर त्यहाँदेखि यहाँसम्म एकदम जग्गा जग्गामा यहाँ पहाडको जति पनि जनताहरू छन् अनि विशेष गरी तिब्बती जनता अनि स्थानीय जनताहरूले उहाँलाई धेरै रुचाउनुहुन्छ र त्यसरी नै उहाँलाई एकदम भव्य रूपमा स्वागत पनि गर्नुभएछ। र अहिले चाहिँ विशेष गरी उहाँ अनि धर्मशालाबाट चाहिँ विशेष गरी यहाँ जुन चाहिँ छ सेन्ट्रल स्कुल फर टिबेटन दार्जिलिङको अनि यहाँ जति पनि उहाँको प्रधानाचार्य छ र जति पनि यहाँको पदाधिकारीहरू छन्, जति पनि शिक्षक शिक्षिकाहरूसँग उहाँहरूले विशेष गरी छलफल अहिले यसरी गइरहेको छ। र उहाँ आज यहाँ नै बस्नुहुन्छ र भोलि चाहिँ उहाँ यहाँबाट प्रस्थान भएर अनि तपाईको तल तकदाहमा चाहिँ च्याकपुरी जुन चाहिँ मेडिकल इन्स्टिट्युट छ र त्यहाँ उहाँ भ्रमण गर्नुहुन्छ, त्यसपछि उहाँ कालिम्पोङमा प्रस्थान गर्नुहुन्छ। हवस् त, अनि धन्यवाद। अनि विश्व विभिन्न च्यानलका प्रतिनिधिहरू आउनु भएर आजको यो जुन चाहिँ भव्य रूपमा स्वागत जनाएको यी सबै कभरेज गर्नुभयो र आन्तरिक हृदयबाट तपाईँहरू सबैलाई धन्यवाद। अनि दर्शक वृन्दहरूलाई पनि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु।